A good night of Shabbos, a good night of Shabbos. Shabbos ve'eschanam Parshas Nachamu. Coming out of Tisha B'Av, going right into Shabbos Nachamu. It's Parshas ve'eschanam. Parshas ve'eschanam is the Moshe is begging, he's davening for the Eibishter. He's asking that he wants to go into Eretz Yisrael. V'eschanam Hashem be'esahi. Be'esahi is Hoya Hoyve V'yeh, Aleph. Going back to the Aleph, Hey Hey Vav Aleph. Ve'eschanam is 515, which is, that's not significant, but Ve'eschanam is the same gematria as Tefillah, which means that Tefillah, when you want to ask, you want to daven Tefillah. Tefillah is Avodah Shebelev. It's from the heart. Buvavi, Mishkan Evna, you have Tzion, is also in the heart. Tzion is in the heart. The Beis HaMikdash, Nachmu Ami, the Beis HaMikdash is also in the heart. We know the Mizbeach is the heart, Yerushalayim wird geriefen, the heart from the Ivrim, because it's in the center of the body. So, going in, and we see that Nachmu is Vitreisman in the heart. Why mitamal in the heart? Why not in the head? Why not in the stomach? So it seems that the Beis HaMikdash was the heart of the world, and so is Yisrael. So are we, the heart of the world. Reishis v'zul reishis. Reishis b'shvil Yisrael shenikra reishis b'ni b'chari Yisrael. It's all reishis. It's the first thing that shows up. First thought. But keeping it simple. Ve'eschanam once again is tefillah. It's going into the heart. It's the fire. The Beis HaMikdash is burning. There's a fire. What is reflecting back? Since everything that we are, the Beis HaMikdash was giving us, was the light was coming into our hearts. We were receiving that light. Beis HaMikdash had small windows inside, large windows going out, because it did not need light from outside. It was there to give light to everybody, and we were receiving that light. Yerushalayim, the heart, that's what was receiving the light. And now, so everything that went on in the Beis HaMikdash went in our hearts. We were receiving from that, and everybody expressed it in its own particularly unique way. Each shevet, each shevet had a different color, different way, a different avodah, how they were connected, how they transmitted and transformed these, bringing down the Beis HaMikdash into Welt. And now the Beis HaMikdash is burning. There's a fire, there's a massive fire, the hearts are burning, it's waking up, and that's what's reflecting back. What's reflecting back is the fire of the Beis HaMikdash. What you're feeling today, if you have tuned in to the sadness, where did it come from? In other words, let's go like this. Today was the day that you really saw the truth of the sadness, of the anxiety and whatever else is going on over there, depression and all that. You saw where it's coming from. If you tuned into it, you saw that it's coming from the heart. The heart felt the sadness, and today we were able to align that sadness with where it's really coming from. Finally, the tightness of the muscle, the blind spot. We were able to see the blind spot, which is the heart. That's where the tightness is. So everything that I'm yearning and everything that I want, everything that I feel, my shortcomings, it really stems from my heart. And that heart is waiting for that pulse that's going to start pulsing in that place, Beis HaMikdash. Nachmu Ami, because what it seems like the organism, which means that going into the ruach of everything, the energy behind the chomer, because the chomer is just an illusion. It's not an illusion. It was created layer upon layer, on top of layer, from generations of stress and pain. So it created this chomer, this roughness, when really, that's the gullus, like that whatever is feeding us, the veins of the world, of the womb, of the vessel, the container of Knesset Yisrael, which is Shechina, got clogged up, had plaque, and it's all types of stuff, and that's why we see everything from Chomer Levena. But going back into the fire, into the heart, so that it seems that while the Beis Hamikdash was here, was present, our hearts were fed. We felt our hearts were pumping full of ava and connection. There was massive connection, unity, 3 times a year and throughout the year. There was a lot of strong connection, a lot of pride. Each tribe had their connection. And now that, so we were feeding, everything goes energetical, it goes from Chomer into Tzura, which is Ruach, spirit, Ruach HaKodesh, Ruach HaLekim, all that. So we were receiving that vibration in our hearts. And once that feed shut down, can you imagine? The lack, the void, the darkness, the choshech, the silence, the literally having to, in order to, having to go all the way down, to activate the heart, to feel, to generate energy, to be busy with mamish mata stuff there. It's like, it doesn't give you the fix. The highest level of accomplishment doesn't give the fix. So that means that it's in the heart, and that's Shabbos Nachman. That's Ve'atchadnan el Hashem, be'esahi. He's still davening. The Rebbe actually writes in the Malachos that there's a big question if when the Eibishter told him, we know that the Eibishter told him, stop, don't daven anymore, stop asking. So it says the Rebbe, there's a big question if he actually stopped, because everything you have to listen to, right? Whatever the lashon is. Everything you have to listen to your boss, except if he tells you to leave. Somebody tells you to leave, that you don't go. So it says the Rebbe, there's a big question that the Eibishter told him leave. He's like, I'm not listening. We're talking of levels of presence, right? One tefillah is a tefillah forever. So what's the matzah? The word is that you can go deeper and deeper in tefillah. That he went into deep tefillah, and it's a deep tefillah, and somebody has to wake up the tefillah, bring presence, and the way that happens is through shikha. All the problems is because there is shikha, there is forgetfulness. You forget what you have, and you forget that you don't need to worry, and you forget that what you're doing is amazing. You forget that it's okay to love yourself, it's okay to connect to spouse, family. You forget where it's at. You become rough. The reason that we're having this forgetfulness is because without this forgetfulness, you're staying in tefillah. You don't know. He's out, he's higher and higher and higher and higher. Somebody has to bring a moment of shikha so we have what it sparks a memory, remembering. Who are we? Who am I? Who are we? Who are you? Who are you? And the way to find out who you are, because that's where the alignment is, by becoming mindful of what you're doing and why you're doing it. If you don't just live like in forgetfulness, if I don't know what I'm doing, why I'm doing what I'm doing, then I also don't know who I am. Because if I do stuff intentional and I know why I'm doing it, then I know if it is something that I want to do, and if it's something that I'm doing, what am I feeling when I'm doing, what am I connecting to? So you're becoming present to self, and if you become present to self, then you know what you're doing, you know who you are. So that is tzion in the heart, ve'atchadnan, tefillah, mindfulness, chen. Shabbos Nachman has chen in it, ve'atchadnan has chen in it. Sinas chinam, the other side of that is chen. Ve'atchadnan el Hashem is chen. What is chen? I don't know, we're still working on chen. I'm not sure what chen is. I'm looking for the English translation for chen. Didn't have a chance to Google Translate it yet. So, chen, the way we know it is just, it's something beyond beauty, something beyond, it's a chen, it's a light, it's a mazel, it's an energy, it's holy, it's chen, somebody that has confidence, somebody that has honesty and purity. I want to go back to Amalek. I skipped something over there. Why we need Amalek? Finish off Amalek. But chen is that. So going into the heart, I guess, the innocence, going into innocence. Yeah, chen is innocence. Like really feeling and like getting really tmimizdek and creative with what am I expressing, who am I, what do I stand for. So pause on that. So Amalek represents the highest level of Klippa, which is Reishis Goyim Amalek. Reishis B'Shvil Yisrael Shenikra Reishis. We are Reishis. And what's on the other side of our Reishis of Kedusha? You have Amalek. And what's his job? Ashikorcha Baderech. Macht kalt. He makes us forgetful. Zechoyer, the 6 zechiras that we need to say every day, remembering that we went out of Mitzrayim, and what he did to Miriam for Lashon Hara, and so on and so forth. Shabbos, Man, I think, yeah. So on the other side of that is Zechira, and Amalek represents all this. So he activates the shikha, the forgetfulness is what activates the highest level of understanding. Because every time you're having a moment of shikha where you fall into some sort of a place, you need to go deeper. Don't look at it like, oh, it's not working. What am I, it's not, I'm doing it. You're doing it and continue doing it until it becomes first nature, until you saturate your chomer with surah, with ruach, with spirit, with full of color. Right? It's not a question of if it works and proving. Stop thinking like das tachten, like tit for tat. That's not what this is about. This is the Svarim HaKadoshim, our tzaddikim, our Rebbe's told us this is it. Now we can go listen and go out there and listen to whatever else these other chevra are selling. It's something, but it's not what you need. It's not. It may be something in the first 3, but coming into the core of the points of what drives the koich, you have to go back to your tribe. You have to go back to where you come from. You can't take an apple that's planted in a soil and change it to a different soil. It's gonna die. That's a mashal, but I think that's the truth also. Not exactly apple and cherries, but I'm saying like if you take a tree from one earth, you have to bring along the same earth so it can continue growing. Like a saltwater fish putting in the fresh water. It's water, but it's not going to work. So, nachamut, tefillah, davening, going into the heart, lev nishba v'nitke lekim le'sivzed, the Eibshter listens to a broken heart. What does that mean? That our hearts here are going through the sharabar, which is the animal world, animalistic soul, which is, it has lust and anger and frustration and all that. So his high vibration can't come in when there's such friction. But if the heart is broken, if I whatever the avodah is for you to have a broken heart, whatever that is, that's where he activates. Stop taking it personal, and find what's coming in, what you're capable, what you're eligible to download and connect to and receive and become one with. So Vaetchannun Hashem be'esahi. Yep. The Aleph, back to the Aleph. Everything is one. Everything is one. Everything is coming from the one, from the Aleph, and then it's coming into world, spreading out, and it's your expression of how you want to express your tefillah. Everything is a tefillah. The whole day is a tefillah. When you're eating, it's a tefillah. What are you feeling when you eat? Do you feel sad? Do you feel happy? Do you like what you're eating? It's a tefillah. The heart is talking. When you walk on the street, you interact with people. Everything is a tune. Everything is a sound. Everything is a vibration. Everything is Get out of the mind, the dummy world, and go into the heart and start seeing what it's saying. And we're practicing, right? We're practicing until we get better. Says the Rebbe mentions it last week. It's all over in Chassidus. Keep doing it until it becomes regilas. It becomes teva. Regilas. So it becomes a habit. So what does that mean? I keep doing it. You keep doing it until you don't have to think about it anymore. This is who you become. This is who you are. This is who you are. Calm, understanding, present, understanding why I'm doing it, taking time, disappointment, processing it, whatever it is. You become it's an art. It's martial arts. It's a movement. It's moving. It's how you move. Yeah. Learning how to move with what's coming, with the tefillah. Now that you know that it's not everything is, it's the koyach behind it. So you work with the koyach. You move with it. All right. So I think I said it all. I think so. Otherwise, what? Absorbed into the light. Yeah, otherwise you will get absorbed into the light. I think we covered that. This is, by the way, from the Aga de Kala. That's where I took that from. It's not some lofty energy talk where if you start davening and Moshe got absorbed into the light. This is what he says. He paints the whole picture that as he becomes more and more present, he becomes more until he's nichla to it, and that's why he told Eibishter, I'm not ready to go, because before a tzaddik dies, he gets nichla, and it's called misa nashika. The soul leaves the body just in a very natural way. There's a very light transition. So he got absorbed, and it was about to die, and he started like going higher and higher to the point where he was like, I can't hold anymore over here. I'm leaving. So he said, wait, Eibishter, I want to go into Eretz Yisrael. So that's the story. Have an awesome Shabbos, simcha, heart, tefillah, chen. Find the beauty in everybody. Find the beauty in people. Start finding the beauty, and if you call out the beauty, then that's what's going to come back at you, because it can only live if you give it life. Whatever it is if there's not a positive thought, then you're activating that in that person, and you're also activating in yourself. So now you're dancing. It feels good. You're getting the thing, but and stop analyzing other people. Don't worry. Just be you. Not everything needs a file. Not everything needs to be analyzed, because that's where Amali comes in. We'll start analyzing. Look at the positive, zakana, and integrate and move on. Next. Have an awesome Shabbos, and yeah, Vaetchanun. L'chaim.